What no one tells you about becoming an expat. Now, I know you've been seeing a lot of stuff on social media. You're like, hey, I'm ready to travel. I'm going to be relocating here. You're thinking about going to Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, etc. There's certain patterns that are going to be there regardless of whichever country or location you choose. Here, I'm going to tell you some of the things I wish someone told me and that I don't hear a lot of creators talk about, right? I don't want to just sugarcoat, make everything seem like it's perfect when you move because there are going to be some cons that go with the pros. But I'm honest with you. I'm being realistic and not pessimistic. But first, I want to discuss the visa situation. So, every place you go to for an extended period of time, there is going to be some paperwork, some legality goes towards it, some finances, etc. But you may constantly be stressing about a visa. Like, even right now, when I'm about to go to Vietnam, right? I had a temporary visa, but I had to do all this extensive paperwork to get the long term visa, right? So I'm going there. I think the temporary visa is like 2, 3 months, but that's contingent on the fact that, hey, this long term visa that you're getting, you're supposed to get this in the first 90 days, 60 days or so. And if you don't, everything could go bad. So it's a moment where I'm just kind of like, I'm thinking, I want to be positive, but at the same time, it's there. And it's wherever you go. It doesn't matter if you go to South Africa. It doesn't matter if you go to Spain. Like if you're an American, you want to go to Spain for 12 months, you need a visa. You can't just pop up and show, right? You can only go there for like a month or two before it starts getting tricky, right? So every place is going to have that, and that's something you are going to have to worry about. But with that being said, I want to quickly go to the next point. The next point is the loneliness. Now, different people are traveling for different reasons, but I do see a common thread amongst people who are traveling to have a more active social life. I'm here to tell you when you go to these other countries, you are and will be an outsider, right? So don't think that you just go there, everything's going to show up and be magical. You are going to have to do some socialization, you are going to have to meet some people, and you are going to have to actually put yourself out there. There are, it's not a matter of if, it's more of a matter of when. There are going to be moments where you feel alone, and that's okay. That's part of the learning curve, right? They taught us, I remember when we took international business classes, they teach us, like, hey, there's a honeymoon phase, there's a decline phase, an incline phase. You're going to go through all types of ups and downs. And one of the moments that could be considered a down, depending on how you take it, is when you feel alone. There's going to be cultural nuances that you may not understand, or you may walk into a room and you think you know the language, but the way they're speaking it is like slang or ebonics. So they're speaking it in a tone that you may not captivate with, right? So you're looking at it like, oh man, I don't know if I'm here. I don't know if I did make the right decision. I remember when I went to Korea, right? My fourth day there, I'm looking at it like, did I make the right decision? Should I go back? Did I really do this? Was this the right decision? These type of questions are going to pop up. It's inevitable. The next thing I want to talk about is banking and money problems. It will happen no matter how much money you have. Something is going to happen. You may feel safe in America, but once you start going to other places, you may see that, hey, credit card fraud is the same, if not more, in other places. I remember going to Singapore getting hit. I remember going to Japan and getting hit, right? So as soon as you tap your credit card or you go to local places, just know there's a chance that someone may be getting your information. They could shut down, you may have to shut down your credit card, you may have to shut down your debit card, and nothing would be more inconvenient to do that than if you were abroad because most companies are not going to mail something overseas. And if they do, there's a chance to get caught up by customs and you lose it, right? So it could be a nonstop thing. Send it to this family member, send it to this friend, then they got to send it here and then here. Before you know it, you paid $200 just to get your credit card back, and it took 1 month, right? So these problems are inevitable. They will eventually happen. One thing you can do is look for credit cards and debit cards that don't have foreign transaction fees. So me personally, I have several. So if I lose one, if one gets stolen, if there's fraud, etc., all right, I'll order a new one. But I got these next three or whatever, these next 4 or 5 that I'm using until I got the other one. So I don't want to have one central point of failure. And I recommend you do the same. This is my travel advice as someone who's been to 17 countries. Always have multiple forms of payment. Never rely on one, and two is too close to one, right? Next thing I want to talk about, cultural shock. It's real, right? It's not an internet buzzword. It's not something you hear on TV. It's real. Really, really real. When you go somewhere, no matter how much you study, no matter how much you think you know the culture, there's going to be moments where you're like, oh, I didn't know this, or oh, I feel like an idiot in this moment. It's normal. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's completely reasonable, right? So with that being said, those are the 4 things I wanted to share. Don't feel bad when these things occur. It's going to happen. It happens to the best of us. It's not the end of the world, right? And remember, you still have your safety. That's the biggest thing, because there's people getting kidnapped and all type of things abroad. So if one of these things happen to you, it's not a big deal, right? Brush it off, take it as a learning experience, and remember this video and be like, hey, I remember this YouTuber who told me about this. Yeah, it was me. PayMeInPaella, right? So I appreciate your guys' time. If you do have questions about living abroad, traveling abroad, etc., reach out to me on IG, reach out to me. You can under the comment section, X, whatever. I use the same username. I've been answered every question, every comment, every concern, and I hope you have a nice day.